Are you one of those people who can look and say, 6 years ago, I was in high school, and 6 years from now, I'm going to be 30. You know what? That's because the term adult really does have a vague definition. When are you an adult? 18, 20? But definitely, you're a grown up when you turn 30. And you know what? I want to talk about some things you should know before you turn 30. So, let's get at it. Hey, I'm Rob Johnson, and welcome to the Legacy Gentleman channel. Being an adult is one of those things that's really kind of vague, right? But we all know by the time you're getting around 30, you should be getting able to get married. You should, old enough to be having a family. Hopefully, you don't got no children out there yet, but it's really a very big responsibility. And there's just some things you really should know to be a good adult. So I'm gonna start with the first thing that every grown-up should know, and you definitely should have a strong handle on by the time you turn 30. That is how to do a budget. Hopefully you learned this in high school, but honestly, the first thing you must learn to control as an adult is your finances. Now there are certain appeal to not thinking about money, and that's great. So yeah, you might start splurging and going out and buying cool stuff and doing a bunch of things at the beginning of the month. However, by the time the middle of the month and the 2/3 till the end of the month roll around, you might say, oh, look like I'm gonna be broke. That's fun for a little bit, but you really, definitely by the age of 30, need to start understanding your finances. And getting started on that can be a daunting task, especially if you're really just starting off on your journey. A very good way to start managing yourself better is to have a journal of where you're spending your money. And this is going to sound boring and silly, but it really will show you where you're spending your money at, and then you'll get to see where this big suck of your money is going out, and you'll know where to start trimming it down so that you don't run out of money before the month runs out. And you'll have a much heavier wallet at the end of the month. The next thing you need to learn how to do, streamline your wardrobe. Throughout history, men from Einstein to even today, Mark Zuckerberg talks about just ordering pretty much in bulk their clothes, the same thing over and over again, so they don't have to think about what they want to wear. That might be a little extreme, but there's certainly some truth in having what we call a time capsule wardrobe. And yeah, when you're younger, in your late teens, early 20s, it's fun to kind of experiment and figure out your style. Yeah, maybe you do golf, maybe you do punk, maybe you do hood, whatever. But look, by the time you're in your 30s and you want to be seen as an adult, you need to have a notion of what suits you and how you want to be presenting yourself to people every day. Figure that out by the time, you're in your early 30s. For me, I had that revelation, like I said, really probably by 35, I knew that I wanted to dress like I wasn't from the hood anymore. I wanted to look at colors that really didn't clash with my very dark skin. Those are things that you're really gonna wanna decide and have in your mind and buy clothes accordingly that presents you as the man you want to be seen as and who you're gonna continue to grow and develop for the rest of your life. So take a closer look at your wardrobe, streamline it. I say every man, get rid of them jerseys, get rid of them hoodies unless you're gonna wear them to the gym, and really limit the jeans. Figure out what works well for you. Make sure it presents you in the best light everywhere you go. This next thing is an absolute must by the time you're 30. That is, understand the meaning of deferred gratification. All right, man, this is a very important concept. It is the ability to resist temptations in the moment in order to reap reward later. And this is going to apply to every part of your life. I'm talking about finances. I'm talking about food. I'm talking about lust. These are things that you're going to have to get a hold of. And honestly, you're not really a man until you do. The number 4 thing, guys, you're gonna have to learn to control your temper. Life can be trying sometimes. And you know what? Life is really gonna be full of minor annoyances that are gonna make you wanna growl, curse, snort, and spit on people. But you know what? You have to calm down and keep your cool really at all times. Because remember, this too will pass. You have 2 choices. You can either pick a fight or remain calm and wait just a little bit longer for cooler heads to prevail. I can guarantee you this, life is going to give you plenty of opportunities to learn to deal with your temper. So right now you need to find a way to do it. You can do like I do. I walk around most of the day with the indifference lamp lit. I don't really care about a lot of things, what people think, what people say, and I understand that getting mad about things is not gonna change it. That's what I do. You can do things like counting to 5, taking some deep breaths, or basically doing whatever it takes to control that rage monster within you, because eventually, if you give it some time, that temper will fade and you'll be just appearing zen to everyone, and you'll be the mature adult in the room. That's the thing you're going to want to develop, and I guarantee you, your life will be better. All right, man, here's another thing I want you to learn how to do. Learn to make 1 or 2 signature dishes. I understand you're used to your mom or your maid or even your wife. They'll do it for you, right? But you need to consider this. What if they're not around? What if you hadn't got a wife yet, but you want to impress a woman, showing that you actually have some skills that'll actually show her she needs to step her game up? A surefire way to do that is to learn how to cook and have a signature meal that you can turn on the charm with. And it's not that hard. Take something basic like curry chicken or some stir-fried dish and then learn to perfect it. Because when you do that, you'll have countless occasions to show off this skill. And you know what? You might actually like cooking, and you'll build up your own, recipe book of good things to cook. So get 1 or 2 signature dish, man. Number 6, learn how to turn on some charm when you need to. So look, as an adult, you're gonna need to learn how to charm people. It is an invaluable skill. When you're negotiating a raise with your boss, when you're asking a woman out on a date, you must learn to be charming. You have to learn how to be manly, charming, with charisma. It's not creepy, it's not scary, and it's not overly sleazy and scuzzy. It's a thing you're gonna have to learn how to do. But I'm sure you remember, in high school, the awkward moments, and then if you haven't practiced it, it doesn't get any less awkward. You need to have worked on this, so by the time you're in your 30s, that you can politely turn on and off your charm by smiling, by lightly flirting, to change the mood that people are in, and to get everything moving on a nice track. This is a thing that'll help build good cheer, it'll be infectious, and it'll make people like you for a good reason. So men, learn how to be charming. In fact, I made a video on, how to increase your charisma. So check it out. And the last thing you need to know by the time you're 30 is to have an idea of your purpose. You're here on earth for a purpose. God has given you a purpose for your life. There's something He wants you to accomplish that only you can accomplish. If you haven't heard me mention this before, it's you have a purpose. God has put you on earth right now for a purpose that only you can accomplish. He's given you the tools throughout your life, through your experiences, through the people you come in contact with, for videos like this that are preparing you for that purpose He wants you to do. So you need to get yourself tuned into what your purpose is and starting to get on it. There are a lot of things that's going to come up in your life. Work, bills, frustration, friend problems that are going to all try and pull you away from your purpose. But know that God has a purpose for you, and that when push comes to shove, you need to be working toward that purpose. Understand that by the time you're 30 and the rest of your life, it ain't gonna be easy, but it's definitely gonna fall in place. All right, this video I talked about 7 things that you need to know by the time you're 30. This is all mindset stuff that'll help you prepare for the future that's gonna be coming up. So you'll be presenting yourself physically and mentally in a way that people expect grown-ups to do. But above all, you have in you the ability to accomplish all these things and much, much more. And getting to 30 is just a stepping stone to the greatness that's going to be in your life in the future. Found something in this video useful, please like it and share it on with somebody else, because hey, it's a lot of people that I know can help. Till next time, go be legendary.